Republican Party has been committed to support higher education and scientific research. Back in May of 1862, President Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, signed legislation creating the Department of Agriculture to conduct ag research and disseminate its findings to farmers. In July of the same year, President Lincoln signed the Merrill Land Grant College Act, sponsored by U.S. Representative Justin Morrill. This act endowed public colleges in each state with the proceeds of all federal land sales. These land-grant colleges grew into great state universities that have educated millions of Americans and conducted a majority of our basic scientific research over the decades. In July of 1958, President Dwight Eisenhower signed the National Aeronautics and Space Act, creating NASA. In his 1970 State of the Union address, President Richard Nixon committed this country to a war against cancer to find treatments and cures for this dread disease. And federal funding for the National Institutes of Health grew by 181% from 1996 to 2007 under Republican Congresses. By definition, basic scientific research doesn't have an expected immediate commercial application. However, the Sparking Economic Growth Report from the Science Coalition provides empirical support that federal funding of basic scientific research generates real economic benefits. Basic scientific research leads to new discoveries and technological breakthroughs. Entrepreneurs can commercialize these discoveries and breakthroughs by establishing new companies, creating new products and services, and employing thousands of workers in highly skilled, well-paying jobs. This scientific and technological entrepreneurship keeps American firms at the cutting edge of the global economy, and in turn, these new companies and their workers pay millions of dollars in federal income and payroll taxes. Supporting basic scientific research is an appropriate role for the federal government. Unlike so much of federal spending that proponents mislabel as an investment, supporting basic scientific research is a real investment that produces substantial returns for American taxpayers over time. In this context, I am troubled by President Obama's short-sighted decision to cancel the Constellation program, designed to develop new launch vehicles and spacecraft capable of reaching the Moon and Mars. Human space exploration drives technology that makes the United States more economically competitive. Life science research with astronauts has spurred breakthroughs in the detection and prevention of cancer, heart disease, and osteoporosis. Defunding the Constellation program will harm the U.S. economy. I'm also troubled that this Congress has allowed the Research and Development Tax Credit to expire. Congress enacted the R&D tax credit in 1981, but seeing the benefits of our tax credit, other countries have mimicked us by enacting more generous R&D tax credits. By 2004, the U.S. had fallen to 17th place in R&D tax benefits among our major member competitive countries. The U.S. competes with other developed countries for R&D spending by multinational companies. Corporate R&D creates some of the highest skilled, best paid jobs. We want corporations to conduct their R&D in the United States to strengthen the long-term competitiveness of our economy. We should be enhancing the R&D tax credit and making it permanent. This congressional inaction is incomprehensible. Turning to today's testimony, Dr. Lighton cited a number of bureaucratic difficulties that inhibit the commercialization of discoveries and technological breakthroughs from basic scientific research at universities. First, he described a major weakness of the peer review system. That is, some established academics abuse peer review to squash the research that's contrary to their own views or that's viewed as outside the box. The most recent example of peer review abuse is the scandal at East Anglia University, when some climatologists tried to suppress research that contradicted their notions of man-made global warming. I'm interested in Dr. Lighton's views, or Mr. Stangler's views, on how to prevent peer review from becoming a closed old boys club that suppresses innovative thinking. Second, he raised the issue of the centralization of licensing at universities. No single university bureaucracy is likely to have all the necessary knowledge to commercialize the varied discoveries and technological breakthroughs that may occur at a major research university. I'm interested in the suggestions of the panel today for introducing competition into the licensing process to speed commercialization. Third, I'm also interested in the ideas of prizes to incentivize the development of innovative ways of commercializing university research. Look forward to hearing today's testimony. Very pleased. Chairwoman Maloney called this hearing on a very interesting topic, and I yield back.
Thank you very much. And now Mr. Snyder is recognized. Mr. Cummings.